Blessed morning, souls. I want to jump straight into this and just go because I can feel the shift. I'm going to be speaking a bit quietly so as not to disturb any, but also in reverence for this. It just feels like, oh, there is a tremendous desire to speak in the collective, a desire, a genuine wish, a passion for it, not something we were feeling forced into, not something we were feeling afraid of, a bit nervous still perhaps, but a growing awareness that this is something we want. What is it we are wanting? Oh, the Six of Cups with the Nine of Cups underneath it. 6 and 9. Yes. This is the number of balanced reciprocation. Yes, there's a reason that it has that name as the sexual position as well. Because it is the number of balance of the dive within, the 6, the deep dive coming to the surface, bringing that love which is received by the 9. They themselves symbolize the yin and yang. Also Pisces. The retrieval of this deep emotion and bringing it to the surface for sharing, for expression, for its reception. And that, again, being received, graduated to a new level, and then sent back in to the love. The perpetual expansion of love unconditioned, represented in these 2 cards at the very surface. We're not holding back from this anymore. This is what we want to give, regardless of what anyone else thinks or says. This is the desire. This is the wish fulfillment expression of this. Oh yeah, it's time. It's big time for this. Time to stop withholding. Time to make that offer. Look at this. Realizing we've only been holding ourselves back from feeling connected, from achieving the wish. But all that is needed to achieve this is to let it be, is to make that offer. Share the cup, return it, let it flow. That is how we grow. Our roots nourished by free-flowing, that's a good one. Free-flowing emotion. It is time for these crops to be harvested. Everything is aligned for this. This, the card of December, coming out in the pre-shuffle as the bookending energy on the 25th day of Divine. 2 and 5 being 7, added to the month itself, making 3, 7 and 3 the 10. A new cycle grown by divinity, chosen by the divine self. Look at how the 4 of Cups in the very middle. Notice how we have all cups in the surface too. The 4 of Cups, the one sad card here, sandwiched between double layers of stability and love. Pentacles and Cups. We're not rejecting ourselves anymore. We're healing that wound, and in the healing and the forgiveness of ourself, in the loving of ourself, we are discovering this capacity to feel towards others in the same way, a deeper way, a powerful way, one that is profoundly satisfying and desirable to us. And oh, we wish to speak this. We wish to act on this. top card, Four of Wands. Can you say more? With the Page of Swords just underneath, there's that slight nervousness, but it is also the realizing that nothing compares to this. There is no comparison. It is all that we want, this connection, this homecoming, the sharing of this, these truths, these cups, this love, this passion. The merging of houses, I am hearing. Houses of the self. The house of one's own spirit, one's own sacred sovereign domain, kingdom of heaven, merged freely with that of another. So beautiful. So beautiful. We will try to keep the nipples to a minimum here. This is a better angle for it. But, oh, Spirit, what would you like to say in this? Walking away, no longer leaving ourselves out in the cold, out from our own dreams and wishes. Moving with certainty towards all which the heart desires, trusting the heart to lead us. Freeing the feeling and following it. Freeing that feeling, that deep emotion. Nine of Cups. These all just came back. Four of Cups. Not all of them. High Priestess. Wow. High Priestess with the moon here. Extremely powerful. I want to show all three of these cards with the moon on them. Four of Cups back again in the sandwich. This is what we have been contemplating deeply. Realizing we've been keeping ourselves back, rejecting ourselves, pushing others away, rejecting that offer of love, of companionship, of friendship. It is love unconditioned. It seeks no label. Out of fear, because we were afraid to share ourselves in that way. Now we are seeing the desire to. We are seeing how powerful it is to share those truths, to give the cup, not to limit it, to let it flow, to let all that we are rise to the surface and be exposed and delighted in. Oh, dear souls, no more are we rejecting love. Yep, no more. Dropping the burden. Look how dark this card appears in this light. And yet, you can see the little glimmer in the center. Realizing all we had desired right underneath that Six of Cups is just beyond this wall we had created, beyond the burden. And all we need to do is move towards it, grow towards it, make that offer. Extend the hand, the cup, the truth, the root of connection. Realizing how much not walking towards our dreams has kept us imprisoned. Self-confinement. It has never been anyone else's doing. We, by rejecting this out of fear, out of nervousness, out of feeling we are not enough, that we have not grown, not learned, not achieved enough in some form. Therefore, we could not be worthy of this. Oh, that is being realized in full. How we have only been afraid of being vulnerable. Right, with the moon directly underneath. Oh, and the star under that. Come on. Exactly right. All of this rising to the surface. The fear of being vulnerable has kept us from chasing our dreams, has kept us from true connection, true passion, desire. But all of those wishes, they never went anywhere. We stuffed them down. We tried to keep them hidden. And that only landed us here in anxiety, depression, fear. This is being realized, though. We are learning this. And so now there is a new desire to share this cup, to receive, to give and take in equal form, mutual reciprocation. That is beautiful, beautiful energy. Some brief clarification. Yep. Hanged Man. All of this being realized, and this new perspective shifting us out of stagnation. Yeah, realizing we have only held back from the self. 5 of Cups, with the 4 of Cups here. But so too, because we have shut the doors before us, do we hold all the keys to our own liberation. 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, with the Page of Cups poking out underneath, and that is just a tremendously sweet energy. So sweet. Yeah. Brand new perspective on all of our disappointments, understanding how we have disappointed ourselves, but most importantly, forgiving the self for this. Forgiveness. That's where this liberation and self-healing comes in. This is driven by Chiron. Healing the wound of self-judgment, of self-rejection. And that is giving us this whole new perspective. Whole new respect for self, our own and all. A feeling of luxury. Unlocking the abundance within. The abundance of healing that comes with flowing that emotion. Simply letting it flow. The 6 of Pentacles underneath. Again, that equal give and take. With a desire for it. No longer resistance, no longer defensiveness against. Realizing how we have been defensive, and this plays out in different ways. There are some individuals still feeling the guardedness, but that guard with this desire cannot hold back this wave. There is a knowledge and awareness that the flowing of this leads to the balancing, leads to the healing itself. And so even if we are guarded against it, we realize this is the result, the 5 of Pentacles, of that guardedness. It's just leaving ourselves out in the cold, ignoring the soul, ignoring the heart's call. And it's not what we really want. No, it's not equivalent. What is this. In this, there is liberation, even if we feel like a page. Even if we feel like a small girl holding back a tidal wave, we're ready to let that come out. to feel the liberation, the cleansing, the restoration of that. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. 8 swords. This has caused, oh yeah, this connection has caused a lot of anxiety in its contemplation and overthinking. In the fear of being vulnerable, the fear of how deep it is. What did I just say? The fear of how deep and vulnerable it feels, how much emotion is here. But we are realizing, look, when we do not admit to the power of this connection, this is where we end up. Swords in the heart, cups unflowed, all that is required energetically to remove the anxiety, to free ourselves from the prison, to release the heartache, the anguish, the grief, is to speak that love, to flow it towards this deep connection within and without. I wish to share, having watched several Christmas movies last night, one of them, the Dolly Parton special, Christmas on the Square, her own version of A Christmas Story. And there are several lines in this movie that I had tremendous appreciation for, one of which would have come straight from this one, from the same source. And that is, grief is just love that has been given nowhere to go. That is exactly this, souls. That is exactly this. Love wants to flow. Deep love that is withheld is grief. It is depression. It is the deepest kind of sadness. But how do you remedy this? You acknowledge, first, that it exists. Second, that it wants to come out. It desires to express. Why? Simply because that is what love does. And then when the cup is flowed, this connection given to, look at that, 6 of cups underneath. I didn't know what was there. This is the result. The star. Oh, you're joking me. Come on. The star. This is the result. 10 pentacles. 4 of wands. When that cup is flowed, this is the result. Thank you, Spirit. That is beautiful. Okay, some brief clarification. Why is the 9 of Cups here? Why is the 9 of Cups here? Oh, God. Okay. That's all the same cards that just surfaced. Jumping. Yeah, ready to give to this. 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, Page of Cups. Why is the 9 of Cups here? There is, a burning desire to speak, to share this, to cease the withholding, to return that cup, the one that was rejected, to make that offer back. Why is the 9 of Cups here? Thank you, Spirit. Seven of Pentacles. It's just absolute awareness that it is time for this. All of the energy is right. We have looked at this. We have taken stock. And we have determined in our own 3D conscious awareness with clarity. Withholding only landed us here. It's been our own doing. We've only been holding our, look at that, at the bottom of the deck. What did I just say? It's time to let this go. Withholding has only landed us here. That's so beautiful. We have 2 8s and 9s. It's time for this progression. It's time to free ourselves from our own imprisonment. That of overthinking, that of truths unshared, unspoken, cups undelivered. We're seeing with clarity how all of this has taken place. All of it aligned for exactly this moment, for this realization, to help us move towards all that we desire. Why is the 7 of Pentacles here? We have looked at this for a very long time, realizing that our own inaction has been the sabotage, holding back from it. Yeah, what did I just say? The Devil and the King of Swords. Our own inaction has been the sabotage, holding back, thinking too much, planning, strategizing, rather than following the heart, following the impulse, the intuition. It is only fear which says you must have a plan, you must be protected, you must stay safe. It's not keeping you safe, it's keeping you asleep, and it is only holding you back from acting when the energy is aligned, from trusting this. You may trust this. We are realizing, looking at this, all of the strategizing, all of the planning, all of the worry, all of the feeling that the time was not right has just been shadow ego ruling our mind with fear. All of the same exemplified in this card, directly underneath. And the moon. All of this coming to the surface. Our need to be vulnerable. Yeah. Why is the 4 of Cups here? Our desire to be vulnerable. Why is the 4 of Cups here? Again, learning that inaction is the self-sabotage. Devil energy cannot get in when energy is flowing. It lives only in stagnancy. If you are flowing the cups, you are speaking the truths, you are expressing the self. It cannot touch you. There is no self-sabotage possible. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Exactly, was just spoken. When you are flowing the cups, a deep realization of this, that we may trust our intuition. And again, a very strong desire to return that cup, which was offered and rejected, realizing in our hearts we accepted it, energetically, within, in higher dimension. We felt the same. We accepted that cup and we gave it back. We just never allowed that to be realized within or without. We've just been holding it back this whole time. This High Priestess leading into High Priestess. We've always felt this way. We've always desired to reciprocate that cup. We were just afraid. Afraid of letting it surface. Afraid of being vulnerable. So instead, we were guarded towards it. What were we guarded towards? A powerful connection. Happiness. Homecoming. True union. cup is coming forth. Now there is the deep desire to reveal it. Look at that tower at the bottom. Yeah, that cup's coming out. Holding it in has just been causing anxiety, fear, depression. Why is the High Priestess here? Why is the High Priestess here? Someone is coming up the stairs. I may be interrupted. Why is the High Priestess here? Realization of our power, the power of vulnerability, power and pleasure of vulnerability. Oh, okay. The Empress, come on. Realization of the power and pleasure of vulnerability. Our own inner connection to intuition, Three of Pentacles. Power of self-love, and realizing how good that feels, how healing it is to flow in the feeling, and how much we desire to express. This star is just getting brighter and brighter. It is becoming as bright as the moon, rising to the surface, unlocking that Empress energy. That which perceives no threat, that which is made invulnerable in her vulnerability. Why is the Empress here? The Empress under High Priestess. What a powerful aspect. It is the dog. Why is the Empress here? She's very sweet. I'm not sure you can hear her whining. Why is the Empress here? Oh, okay. I had known there would be a wheel. The Lovers at the bottom. Because the Empress is engaged. She is coming into balance. The masculine coming into balance with the feminine. This is in effect the wheels of the chariot, the wheel of fortune, the release of karma. Everything in motion now, the flowing of the cups, unlocking all of this, realizing the power of intuition, the power of self-love, the power of perception, and more than all of that, the pleasure of it. Healing connections. So much empowerment of the self in vulnerability, in giving to one another, in sharing that emotion, that love, telling someone that you love them, and meaning it, feeling it. There's nothing more empowering than that. The reception is not relevant. All of the healing. Oh, this is beautiful. These are profoundly healing connections we are moving into. But again, love is self-satisfied, self-sustaining. That is the gift of its unconditioned. The reception in 3D is not relevant. When love is shared, it is received energetically. This is why there can be such tremendous grief and imbalance in the withholding. You see, all that manifests is consented to at the energetic level, and so when someone expresses love to you, it is because you feel the same. In some way, you feel the same. But your own denial of it, your own withholding from sharing, accepting, allowing that lands you here. Energetic imbalance, things being held back out of the fear of being vulnerable. When the truth is the flowing of that vulnerability, allowing those things to rise from the deepest of places, those which are where the mind cannot go, is where the soul lives, is where only the heart has access. Allowing this unlocks the intuition, unlocks the Empress energy. You are coming back online. All of the gears of this higher cycle now whirring to life, the old ones falling away. All of it for the purpose of these powerfully transformative, healing, deeply loving, mutually reciprocal connections. Why is the Eight of Swords here? Why is the Eight of Swords here? It's here to go away, is what I am hearing. Again, one cannot know liberation without having first known imprisonment. Why is the Eight of Swords here? But we are learning this Page of Pentacles directly next to it. We are learning and growing and expanding. Why is the Eight of Swords here? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, read directly underneath the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Deep stability, deep connection, realizing this is what we've been holding back on. The power of these connections cannot be overstated. This is everything. The power of these connections. This is soulmates being brought together by divine. Soulmates of every kind. And yeah, the holding back from this, trying to logically analyze a deep soul connection, that's where this puts you. Why is the Six of Cups here? Why is the Six of Cups here? Why is the Six of Cups here? My eye just caught this picture in the background, which is of a chieftain and a dog. There's something about ancestry, lineage, the reuniting of monarchs. Oh, that's powerful. The reunion of sacred, spiritual bloodlines, not physical kind, spiritual ones. The reawakening of this. Why is the Six of Cups here? The reunion and the merging of houses, again, of very like components. The most highly energetically compatible. This is desired by divine at the highest and deepest level. Why is the Six of Cups here? Why is the Six of Cups here? Okay. Yeah, for the stability of Earth. All of this is being brought together to balance energies, to reconcile energetic difference within Earth, within Gaia herself. She has asked for this. Collective has asked for this. stability of these connections will be unmatched. The growth, the expansion experienced from this, absolutely unmatched. Again, creative, sensual, mature, something you can build truly with. Look at that at the bottom. Achieving this dream, making this a reality. Building towards this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Ace of Swords directly underneath Three of Cups. I just got chills. The angels are swirling around, and the ancestors, all of them have been working towards this. What was spoken last night, that this is the dream, this is what Spirit prays for. It is true. This is what Spirit prays for. Final card, the Page of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Why is the Page of Pentacles here? All of this one giant lesson to teach us how to accept our own divinity, our own powerful connections to source, to self, to one another, to earth, reigniting that long-lost gift, the hidden talent I'm hearing of unconditionally loving, unconditional perception, unconditional living. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Unconditional reception and giving. This is how it is intended to be. These just stuck to my fingers. This is how it is intended to be. You see? Balanced, open, honest, nothing withheld. Also cutting out the bullshit version of this. Oh gosh, I can't even, these cards are sticking together. This is what just came out with this. There are 3 aces. Holy moly. This is how it's supposed to be. This is the universe making this statement abundantly clear. We are intended to continuously evolve. How do we do this? By following the heart, by allowing the soul growth that is desired and naturally takes place when we let it flow. When we move with the impulse, the heart-driven guidance. This is promised by the universe. The stability of this. And all that is required is for us to speak our truths, to share, to release that which is not serving us, and move towards all that does. How does something serve you? By the emotion of it, by the delight of experiencing of it. You do not need to try. There is no efforting, nothing required. It simply is. It expands, it exists, it balances itself. It is self-sustained and self-satisfying. That's what these connections are. That is what divine is pushing every soul towards. All of this, the lesson that needed to be learned first, that we were only holding ourselves back from this, from true fucking bliss. This is what is intended. The reunion of high priests and priestesses, of true kings and queens, as ordained by divine, that which is the monarch of man. The restoration of love to her rightful throne, the restoration of ancestral spiritual gifts of your birthright. That's powerful. reconnecting with the source, with the self, within and without, above and below, at every level. This bringing new stability, new growth, again at every level, to all the earth, to every self, soul. Wow, 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 wow. Final 3 cards. This is pretty clear and pretty damn powerful. Final 3 cards from the universe. Anything else you would like to speak, like to share? Thank you for expressing this energy here and now through me. I anchor this, the pillar of ascension, through this body, in this time-space localization. Any further message from Spirit? Final 3 cards you would like to share? Thought one jumped, but it didn't. Unlocking of the intuition. This is how the New World Order begins. It begins within, and with this, and with these connections, this co-creation. Final 3 cards from Spirit. Okay. Queen of Cups. Unconditional love, the deepest. Six of Cups returning. Crossed by, nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to this level of love, this level of connection, that which we had previously not thought possible. Yep. That which we had blocked ourselves off from. This is the heart guard that is being removed. Wow, 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 wow. I'm looking at this one, the soul card here. This devil energy, which is only in the mind and in the position specifically of being revealed. Drawn to this light bursting through. Things are being flowed, and when there is flowing, there is no stagnancy. When there is no stagnancy, the devil energy cannot get in. We are realizing how we have allowed it in ourselves. But all of that is being broken down. We are dropping this very heavy burden, of holding back from these meaningful connections, from connecting with the self. The truth of the desire for this is no longer something we can deny. There is a little bit of that nervousness, but it is nervous excitement. And it is not going to hold us back anymore. There is too much love here. Unconditional love flowed freely. Eases all burdens. Knows no boundaries. It is unlimited. It is unbounded, untamed, wild, and free, unadulterated, unmitigated. It is everything. The boundaries are the burdens, and we are releasing them so that we may move towards this soul union. That is the message, collective. A very, very beautiful one. There is still resistance here. I have no desire to withhold that truth, to lie about that, but it is being broken through. Why? Because we desire it to be so. It could not be any other way. But we have asked, and Divine has delivered. And now it is time that we return to this, the age of 6 cups, a time when the world still believed in magic, realizing what you believe is achieved. Your perception creates reality, and we are perceiving this. And so we are creating this. Have a blessed, magical, innocent, pure, mutually reciprocal, splendid, and transcendent day, my beloveds. I love you so much. I'm simply giddy with this, and I do intend for it to be received at the deepest level of your being, to set that spark, that light within you, to help you believe your own desires, that all things you dream of are possible. And not just that, they are within reach. Blessed day, souls.